Hello everyone, my name is Serge and welcome to another Epic 7 video. For today, I wanted to talk about adventure and side story farming because surprisingly, I don't think I've seen that many people talk about it or recommend it enough, even after all the updates that these modes have been getting for like the past months or years, for like the past year, right? So yeah, let's dive in. At its core though, adventure and side story will still relatively be the same when it comes down to just picking a stage that you want, that maybe has some catalysts that you need to farm some of, and of course farming for AP points. So all that is still the same. Unfortunately, nothing much has changed. However, the value for adventure and side story farming now come from pretty much all the other rewards that you also get along the way. So let's start off by going over some of the changes that have been made to adventure and side story, of course. Number one being the fact that now you get a lot less fodder gear drops, which honestly are of huge help, because I can't tell you how many times I used to get the stupid notice that said, hey, your inventory is full, go deal with that, right? So now with a lot less fodder gear dropping, that pain in the butt just completely gets reduced by a lot, okay? You might still have to manage your inventory, of course, it gets full, but it's not gonna be nearly as bad as it used to be. And now, instead of that, we actually get a big buff to charms dropping in adventure and or side story, which in my opinion is one of the biggest changes and reasons why you want to farm for these activities. Because honestly, getting charms is a big pain in the butt. There's not really a very direct way of farming for them, but now adventure actually trickles down a really decent amount of them whenever you're just farming for this, right? So big win in that regard. And of course, with all the fodder gear that you get, you can still sell that and get even more gold that you'll be getting for farming this than you would be otherwise. And or you can choose to keep that fodder to use it whenever upgrading your gear. It's totally up to you. So fodder gear in a sense still has some decent relative amount of value as well. But in my opinion, the thing that just completely changes adventure and side story and takes it to a whole new level is the fact that they adjusted the Stigma currency in the game to actually be a useful currency, right? This used to be the biggest meme currency I've seen in, I think, any other game out there, okay? We all remember the memes that we would kind of come up with, hey man, I'm gonna buy this Stigma pack in the shop, am I right? Biggest waste of money out there. So now guys, Stigma is an actual useful currency that you absolutely want to farm for. With Stigma, now you can actually buy the resources that you need to upgrade your characters from 4-star to 5-star and from 5-star to 6-star. Which reminds me, now part of one of the biggest updates that they made was that these stages don't drop fodder characters anymore. So back then you used to have to worry about your inventory getting full and also your character inventory getting full. So now that is not an issue. You don't get any fodder characters dropping, and instead, alongside with the Stigma, you can also buy the penguins or the experience that you need to upgrade your characters, which is why Stigma's value has skyrocketed a lot ever since these changes were made. Which is why whenever you just farm for adventure, if you farm adventure passively, like just set up your background battling for the day, burn your daily energy or whatever it might be, before you know it, you're gonna have a massive stash of Stigma that you can then use to upgrade a lot of those characters that just been sitting in the back burner that you never had enough resources to upgrade back in the day. So now Stigma, in my opinion, one of the biggest changes they've made and one of the biggest reasons why you want to stick with adventure or side story farming. That's without mentioning the fact that you can also farm for friendship. In my opinion, one of the biggest decisions that you're gonna have to make, whether you farm for side story or adventure, is gonna be the fact that in adventure, you can actually go ahead and pick way more difficult stages that will of course give you more Stigma and gold if I'm not mistaken. So that's gonna be totally up to you. In my opinion, I like to farm Unrecorded History just because it's so easy, right? I can literally throw any team I want at it and now be able to complete it. Especially as I mentioned before, if you just wanna farm for friendship. For example, I just got Briar Witch Iceria and I wanna level up her friendship. Whenever you're doing adventure, the harder stages, You're probably gonna have to be a little bit more careful with the team that you pick, because of course the stages are way more difficult, so you can't just throw like one carry and be able to complete it. You'll probably have to pick a very strong team, so that way you can actually clear it faster and more consistently. So yeah, that'll totally be up to you. I know there's resources out there that kind of go over which stages are the absolute most efficient that you can always check out and farm for yourself. And I also wanted to share a quick screenshot I took of my reward screen after I was done with my 15 times auto run that I had going on early in the morning, and it looked like this, okay? So one of the other things that I think are amazing is the fact that you also get like a little drip feed of extra resources, as you can see over here, some bookmarks and some skystones, which again, they might not be a lot in this case, but when you add it up and just farm adventure or side story daily every single day for weeks and months, like who knows how much this amounts to, right, of skystones and bookmarks that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And we can see here as well that I wasn't just bluffing when I say you actually get a good amount of charms. We got 6 charms in this 16 runs that I did. Of course, your fodder gear and your decent amount of gold influx that you get also for clearing adventure or side story stages. And yeah, guys, that's gonna be mainly it. Of course, this is not me telling you to not farm for hunts. Hunts are still gonna be the top dogs when it comes down to farming for gold specifically, and of course the gear to make your account a lot stronger. But if you were to ask for my opinion, I would say that you should probably keep farming adventure and or side story with your daily energy. But whenever we get that monthly hunt buff, that's when I think you should absolutely go, you know, all in, spend all your male energy, spend all your leaves into the hunt buff. That way you get massive amounts of gold and you have all those crafting materials ready to go after that hunt buff is over. That way you can keep that nice little balance between hunts and adventure, keep your account overall healthier in my opinion with adventure or side story farming, getting catalysts, getting gold, getting charms, getting stigma, etc. Farming for friendship, as I said, and all of those benefits. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful and maybe a little bit more insightful. And please let me know in the comments below which stage are you farming or which stage you have found to be beyond efficient that you may want to recommend to me or other people out there. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for watching, as I said before, and I'll see you on the next one. Laters.